up, YouTube? It's your boy Silver Ranch here, back for another Ranch reaction. How we all doing? As I'll be showing in a second, I'm going to be listening to Tapestry of Fate by Hala. It's been a little bit since I listened to a Hala song. I got on a huge-ass Ivy Comb binge. I started finding Steven Afro. I just did a Amelie reaction. But if y'all thought I was going to leave Hala and never come back, you're crazy. But I'm really excited because I got a fun one here. I want to give a shout out to Siege the 13th. Give me a suggestion for Tapestry of Fate. So thank you for that. And I'm gonna get this brought up. There we go. Yeah, well, here it is. This is Tapestry of Fate by Hala. I'm super excited. Again, if I ever get a chance to interview her, which, for those who don't know, I do a podcast called Nerds on the Mic, and the last episode I did, I interviewed Ben Schuler, which was, oh my god, it felt life-changing to me. It was one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. After doing even, another awesome interview in an Animator Richie, so I would love to ever get her on Nerds on the Mic, because I always want to figure out, what got her into, doing all these Honkai Star Rail tracks, because she's got I swear to God, for the longest time, I think she just did. Actually, who am I kidding? I think all of her songs recently, I feel like her last 20 or 25 have been based on this one game, which I find interesting. If I'm wrong, let me know down below. But the vast majority of them have been this game, which I find interesting. But yeah, I'm ready to jump right into this. I hope you all enjoy this Tapestry of Fate by HalaCG, and if you enjoy, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards, and let's jump right into this.
You from beyond the heavens, what are you here for? Do you claim the Odyssey or recognize the clear flaws of deities from long ago? Titans and bloodied ghosts, help me or stand alone. How we fall, drift.
Oh yeah, the build-up's already sick here. And one thing I really I kind of was thinking about this. I was like, why am I having a hard time putting Hala into song? She almost has this feel of an opera performance. It feels like her song goes through acts, builds up to a climax before falling with the resolution into the end. Again, it feels like something you would hear at an opera. That was something I couldn't put in the words for the longest time until a day or two ago when I was listening to Godslayer, and I was like, man, this sounds like something you'd hear at an opera performance. Because I did an interview with the Pittsburgh Opera Company, and it was one of the cool. That was such a surreal experience, especially for someone who never really got into opera or liked it. And then I kind of was thinking about that a few days ago, and I was like, wait, that kind of Hala's music sounds like something I would listen to when I went to that performance. And yeah, if Hala ever did drama or anything like that, or ever got into live performing, her music would go crazy at an opera. I swear to God. And for people saying, oh, I know some people might take that as an insult. Opera has generally evolved so much from where it is now, or from where it was before, to where the stereotype of who you get kind of doesn't leave, which is just old rich people. Because I felt hella out of place at that one event. But her music just has this really grand, and her voice I honestly do compare to opera singers, sort of. So yeah.
How we fall, drift on whims beyond it all. We're under a shroud of war, on it goes. They send the cycle I will break. Seen you fail, I'm what it takes. Golden threads, I see the way.
lot of strings here, I see. Which I feel like is funny given that there's a lot of strings, like a lot of threads and stuff in this song. It feels like the song has a heavy emphasis on the strings. Because again, at the start it was just her and a violin. You have this big build-up and you're hearing the strings a lot with like the percussion. Drinking thorn nectar. So like I feel like that's more like if you're looking at it literally like nectar from like a rose, because every rose has thorns. To quote Guns N' Roses. Yeah, Guns N' Roses. I feel like I was about to be a massive idiot, which is funny considering the last song I talked about had like classic vibes, and I'm making sure I'm not being big stupid right now. That's by Poison. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Everybody from classic rock just come in here and beat my ass, I guess. Sorry. This is why we fact check things, so I don't sound like a complete fucking idiot. But yeah, it's an interesting line. It's an interesting line by Hala there, talking like how you get something sweet, but it's also painful as well.
Drinking thorn nectar, ambitions first doom, all stacked against your myopic attitude. A saga, a prophecy, a fable and a lie, all lead us to salvation, a path of sacrifice. How we've fallen, fall, drift on whims beyond it all. We've under a shroud of war.
Again, I feel like what really stands out and makes me think, like, again, opera is these runs, these little runs she's going on. When she's hitting these falsettos and she's hitting sharps, that necessarily don't fit within a scale, but it matches. It's meant to drive emotion and make you feel some type of way towards this character. And she's so good at doing that. She's so good at using her voice to drive emotion for the character that she's portraying. Yeah.
In my tapestry of fate. The tapestry it fades.
Damn. Like the piano, the ending with the piano, and just the soft like humming through the ending is just a nice little detail to kind of wrap this up. She did such a great job with this, my god. Also, who did the guitar again? Who was it? Nahu Pyrope? Oh, hell yes. Fuck yeah, that guitar is gorgeous. And Koi. For the visual, shout out Koi. This is an awesome song. Straight up. It was Tapestry of Fate by HalaCG. Again, I know I've said it like this entire video, but like her voice feels fitting for something like an opera. It's grand, it's emotional, it's meant to grab your attention. She does all of that and then some. Her contrast, her layering I cannot stress how good she layers her vocals to her guitar, to her drums, to her piano. Like, she is fucking phenomenal at mixing and blending everything together. So, yeah, if you have not listened to this song yet, please go run this up. It does have a lot of, 4 months ago it's got about 225. Let's get that shit to 250 here at the Ranch Nation. I know y'all can do it. But if you enjoyed the Ranch reaction, please leave support by dropping a like, comment for more, subscribe to become part of the Ranch Nation while turning on the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on Ranch reactions, gaming, commentary, music, my podcast Nerds on the Mic, vlogs, EP or album breakdowns, or anything else that I drop on this channel, because all the love and support means the world to me. And I want to end this by saying just a big thank you to everybody, because it still feels surreal to know in the past 4 months I've gone up over 300 subscribers, and I could hit 1,000 by the end of the summer. And if you guys were able to do that, it would make me feel like the luckiest person on the face of the earth. So thank you so much. You guys have been truly awesome people, because y'all are the ones making this happen, not me. So I can't thank you enough on how awesome you guys are. So with that out of the way, take care. I love you all. Here is the road to 1K. Here is to the road to 1K, because you guys are getting me so close every day. So take care. Love y'all, and have a good one. Peace.